The timing system on the 3000 GT is an extremely crucial item to maintain when owning any car with the Dock 6G72. If you already own one, you should definitely know this by now. If you're watching this, chances are you've also watched that British guy that really needs an editor and speaks really slow, so I'll just jump to the crucial part. I'll talk about the special tensioning tool later. This engine is comprised of two belt tensioners, a hydraulic automatic tensioning one, and a manual tensioning one. Keep the pin in the new hydraulic tensioner as you bolt it in. It's there to keep it partially compressed. Then, keep the manual tensioner bolt loose as you install it. This will make it easier to slip the belt on later. Now, you want to lock the cams at top dead center. There are arrows on the block and divots on the cam gears. These are painted for the video, but yours will not be painted. Then, you want to rotate the crank so that it's also at top dead center. This too also has a divot on the gear and arrows on the block. Slip the belt on in this configuration. Start from the exhaust cam on the front bumper bank and move clockwise, keeping the belt taut. This becomes much easier if you have a friend or a bunch of clamps if you have any of those. Any friends, that is. We are doing the washer method on the hydraulic tensioner. This is also something that you should already know as a 3000 GT owner doing this job, and it's up to you whether or not you choose to follow along. The gist is that it prevents full piston compression in the case of tensioner failure. Now, this is the tricky part. You want to tighten the manual tensioner with the special tool. Tighten the belt with the manual tensioner, and the hydraulic tensioner will start to compress. We chose to tighten counterclockwise. The book states to tighten clockwise. Our idea is that the load faced by this part will want to rotate the bolt loose. Tensioning counterclockwise was our prevention to this possible problem. This was our decision, so follow along at your own risk. Then, you lock the manual tensioner down, and now, the pin in the automatic tensioner should be able to be removed with little resistance.
Oh, look how loose that is.
This is the part of the job that's kind of annoying and can take multiple tries, but the less resistance when pulling the pin, the better. After setting both tensioners, spin the crank pulley clockwise a few rotations and then recheck all 5 points to see if they're still in time. This gear here is off by half a tooth. This is okay, but it's not desirable. This happens when there's too much slack when installing the belt, and it might push the auto tensioner out of spec. Now, check if you preloaded the automatic tensioner correctly by seeing if the pin will slide back into the hole. Or, you can measure the protrusion of the pin itself. Between 3.8mm and 4.5mm is within spec, and you should be okay. Now set the cam to top dead center, and then finally check if the crank is in top dead center as well. If it is, then great, you're done. If it's not, then unfortunately you're gonna have to start back at the belt installation again. And no, it's not okay to have it off, even by one tooth, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, the special tensioning tool. You can choose to spend 30 bucks plus shipping from 3SX to get the actual tool, or you can buy a 90-degree needle nose pliers and grind the tips down to fit in the tensioner.
Nice.
Okay, that's it, bye!